I've been heavy on my grind, putting value on my time.
Hey guys, welcome back to Mone's Curvy Closet podcast and welcome back to my channel over on YouTube. How are you guys doing this week? I think we are on episode 6, 5, I think. One of those. So I'm staying strong. I almost didn't make it today and recording because I'm just like, I want to rest. But I said, you know what? I'm going to stay strong. I'm going to stick with it. And that's part of the reason why I don't have any makeup on my face, because I'm like, listen, either they get the podcast or they don't. And I'm like, I got to give it to them, but we're going to have bare face. But here's the thing, though. I'm not mad at it because I'm at a certain point in my life, and we're going to talk about some of those things today, but I'm at a certain point in my life where certain things don't matter anymore. And I want to become more natural, not just in my looks, but my overall life, right? Letting things naturally happen, um, allowing the natural to show more. And if somebody don't like it, they don't like it, right? I don't put on makeup for people to like, but this whole idea of wanting to look a certain way or be presentable in a certain light, I kind of want to scale back on, because it's like, this is me. This is what you get, right? On my fashion channel, right? Which if you guys are watching over on YouTube, you're on my fashion channel. I did hauls. I did beauty content. And so that was my channel where I was more polished. I was more put together, makeup done, throwing a wig or whatever the case may be. And my vlog channel, my family channel, which is the Greenwich family, it was more this natural, bonnet on, a scarf on, or hair, thrown back in a ponytail. And it was just, me, right? Over on my fashion channel, you get Mone's Curvy Closet. Over on my vlog channel, you get to see Monet, right? The mom. Um, but there are times where you do have to be polished, right? You do have to be well put together. But there are times where it's like, listen, this is what I consider put together. And if you don't think so, that's fine. So I say all that to say, you wouldn't get no makeup today. But I did my hair, right? Y'all see look at my bun, y'all. Y'all like my hair? I did it real different, you know. Cause listen, I haven't been to the hair salon in, I think the last time I was at the salon was earlier this year. Um, oh my God, was it? I think so. I think no, was it? It's been months. It's been over 6 months. Okay. And it's been a minute. Okay. And I also have color in my hair. So as you can see, all of this gray, that tells you how long I haven't had my hair colored. Because now you see my hair. I'll put a picture on so you guys can see how red my hair was when I was getting it colored. And since then, the gray has grown back. And your girl is over here looking like a silver fox. I'm not mad at it. I am 38 with a head full of gray hair. Um, but sheesh Louise, okay. But anyway, yeah, I tried to do some, real nice, real cute, because I got tired of just doing nothing with my hair. It's just so many things, y'all. It's so many things going on. And it's just like, where do I begin? But I just don't feel like doing anything. I really don't. I don't know, maybe because I'm just in that my depressive state sometimes. I just feel like not doing anything, and I work from home. Like, it doesn't make it any easier, right? I don't have to put that much effort. Um, so I don't. But I told myself, I'm like, okay, girl, you got to get up out of that. All right. You got to do something with your hair. You know what I'm saying? Start getting your nails and stuff done. So I called myself trying to do something to my hair. Do y'all like it? I don't like my hair in my face, right? So I have to have it in some kind of ponytail because I hate my hair. I don't see how the girlies with wigs do it all the time. Like the girls who wear legit wigs all the time, like the hair grew out of their head. It's hot, ma'am. It's hot. Usually by now I would have my braids in, but funds are tight. So I do plan on getting my braids, but I don't like no hair all in my face. It's so annoying. Anyway, make sure you guys follow me on all my social media, monescurvyclosetllc. Well, that's my website, but everything else, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Mone's Curvy Closet. please make sure you guys follow my vlog channel, which is the Greenwich Family. All my links and stuff are always down below in my description box on YouTube. And I think I have some links down in the box on my podcast. So make sure you follow your girl. So speaking of era, right? Speaking of being in a certain era of my life, right? I am 38 years old and I'm knocking on 40, y'all. Like I am knocking on 40. I am still in disbelief that I've been on this earth for 38 years. Like I'm still in high school in my mind. Like I would ask my mom, or I would tell my mom rather, I'm like, Mom, I can't believe I had 2 kids. Like I'm an adult. I'm an adult. I am adulting. Okay. Like, where these kids come from? I have a soon to be 17-year-old. Slow down, life. Seriously, slow down. Like, I am still pulling 25. Okay, maybe 30, but I'm still pulling young. Okay, it's still giving young girl. Okay, and I just can't believe I am 38 years old. I have 2 children. Okay, I have a 6-year-old and I have a 16-year-old. What am I doing in my life right now? But I'm 38 and I'm knocking on 40, y'all. And so maybe this is the age where people start to like really think like, okay, what have you been doing? Right? Where are we going with this? Right? And so I'm at that point where I'm like, man, did I accomplish what I want to accomplish? Am I living in my purpose? Am I going down the path career wise of what I wanted to do, right? And so I pose this question to you guys, like, are you where you wanted to be at your age, right? Whether you're 38, 39, 40, whatever. If you are around my age, how are you feeling? Are you at the space and at the point in your career where you want it to be? I feel like for me, my thoughts and my career choices was kind of all over the place. Not all over the place, but I knew I always wanted to be a boss, right? And I'm not saying like a boss of a headquarters or or a major company, but I always seen myself in leadership. My previous jobs, I've never been passionate about a job. When I say passionate, like moving up the ladder in leadership, in management, wanting to be a supervisor. Like I've no jobs I have ever wanted to do that. I've never found a job that I wanted to really succeed in. And maybe it's because none of the jobs I had was a passion of mine. Um, when I was younger, I wanted to be a singer, right? We all have those dreams, right? You want to be a basketball player, you want to be a singer, you want to be an astronaut, I don't know, a race car driver. I wanted to be a singer, right? I was in 3rd grade when I, joined, not joined music, but we used to do the talent shows and stuff like that. And I remember I said um, I wanted to be a singer. At that time, I think like Destiny's Child or so, or not 3rd grade, maybe 6th grade. At that time, Destiny's Child was popular and stuff, and so I knew I wanted to. I wanted to sing, right? But then, obviously, as I got older, I grew out of it, and I didn't know. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I went out to college. Like, no, I went off because I went to a local college, around the area, but not discrediting. Okay, your girl got her degree in business management, so let me not say it like that, but when I went to college and they were like, okay, so what do you want to major in? I had no clue. I had no clue. I think I was telling my mom this the other day. I initially selected culinary because I was like, okay, I like food. I like to eat. Okay, let's go to culinary. But they didn't have any more openings. So I picked business just on a whim. I'm like, okay, well, I guess we need to do business. I had no interest in doing business. I didn't even know really what that meant, right? And to get a degree in business management, I just picked it, not knowing that my degree absolutely worked in my favor for what I'm doing now, which is building my own brand, right? Um, it really was on par. Or is that the right saying? On par, on I don't know. You know what I mean? It was on brand. There we go. It was very on brand for my brand. And so I was like, okay, this is cool, but like what business do you want to do? Right? What business do you want to have? I didn't I didn't want to like start my own business, but I knew I wanted to be a leader of something. Um, my first real like shot at trying to be a businesswoman was when I had my own organization back in Chicago. It was called the House of Barbs, and it was a plus size organization for body positivity, and we would do things within the community, and we would like do what they call social club parties. I was a part of back then, and it was just bringing more wellness, bringing more awareness to the plus size community and feeling good about yourself, right? That was my first like real or my first time getting my feet wet with creating something of my own. Um and then it didn't work out. I had it for like maybe on and off for like 5 years. And it just didn't work out. It didn't work out the way that I wanted. And I realized that I am better working on my own. I'm better working on my own. No one is going to be as passionate as you are ever in life. So if you want things done and you want them done a certain way, you just gonna have to do it yourself. And I just realized I work better on my own. So I was like, okay, so then what are you gonna do with this? You like the message, you like what you're trying to do, but how can you turn this into a business? How can you make money off of this? And so I was just working odd end jobs. I was working for United Health Group. I was working at McDonald's for years upon years. And I was like, what do you want to do? Like, you don't want to do this for the rest of your life, but what is it that you want to do? And so it wasn't until the pandemic hit that I was like, okay, what's this YouTube stuff? Like content creating, fashion hauls, showing off clothes. What's this about? And so I got heavy into that. And I was like, wait a minute, I can be cute, which is what I love to do. I can try on clothes, which is what I love to do, and take a bunch of pictures, which is what I love to do. Like, and I can make money from doing this. Sign me up. And I've told this story many times, but once I start really getting involved and getting more details about YouTube and content creating, I was like, okay, yes, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm passionate about. My organization was something I was very passionate about. I would wake up and go to sleep responding to emails, responding to comments and stuff. I fed off of that. It made me feel so good. It made me feel happy. It made me feel like I was living in my purpose and what I'm supposed to. I was a big girl. I've been a big girl all my life. There's no better way to be able to monetize and live life off of what you know what to do best, which is live your life. Nobody can tell me how to live my life. Nobody can tell me how to be a big girl other than me. Nobody can tell me my experiences as a plus size woman other than me. So I was just like, this is perfect. This is perfect. Where can I sign up? So I started to make that my brand. I started to make that my business. I made Mone's Curvy Closet and LLC back in 2021, I believe. I made it official when I moved here to Texas. I started content creating, not even content creating. I started doing hauls during the pandemic in 2020. We were at home, perfect time. We were at home. We couldn't go nowhere. I was thriving, might I add, in the pandemic. Listen, I know it was a bad time, but baby, for an introvert, that was heaven. I didn't have to go nowhere, and it was cutting that extra money, baby. Anyway, I know that's kind of bad to say, but I'll be lying and say if I wasn't thriving. But I made it official when I came here in 2021. And so that's when I knew like this is what I wanted to do. And I started researching a lot of stuff. And then of course, like, I've said before, that's how I started to learn how to edit and learn the ins and outs and the behind the scenes of how to run your own business, run your own show, run your own channel, stuff like that. So I say all that to say, am I at where I wanted, am I where I wanted to be by this age? Am I living in my purpose? Am I at where I wanted to be? I don't know how to answer that because back then I didn't want to be a content creator. I didn't know what that was. So I don't know how to answer that. But what I will say is, I guess if the question is, you wanted to be successful, Have you met that? Are you living in that? And I guess that answer to that question is no. I'm not where I wanted to be financially, of course, and just overall, mentally, physically, spiritually. I'm not where I'm at, where I wanted to be, um, and I'm definitely working on that. But I'm just my wheels are turning. I'm like, girl, you getting 40? You about to be 40 in two years. You turn around and you 40. Okay, like what we doing? I think I'm on the right track. I just think that I really need to push myself more, and I need to push myself harder. Um, because there's a lot of times where I'm like, man, girl, you should listen. Not to toot my own horn, okay? But I just feel like I am a dime a dozen, right? I feel like I'm a very creative person. I feel like I am very smart. I feel like I'm a beautiful person inside and out. I have my flaws, right? But I feel like if I just really would have, especially back then, like if you would have just pulled me back like maybe 5 years ago, maybe 6, 7 years ago, and if I knew what I know now, I would have been made it. I would have been made it. I would have been on my P's and Q's. I would have been successful. I would have been all the things, right? But everything happens for a reason. There's certain moments in your life that happens that don't quite go the way that you wanted it to go. So, it is what it is. But I'm just like, Simona, you are a smart girl. You see all these people doing these things. You see all of these people who have made something, and it's like, girl, you could have did better than that. Like you could have did better than that. And it's not to knock them, but it's just like if you would have put your best foot forward a long time ago, you would have been in there. Okay. And I'm talking about in there. Okay. Y'all heard that TikTok. Anyway. But yeah. So I try not to beat myself up because of that. I try not to think about it, right? Because everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is meant to be different, and you just got to learn from the past. But I just feel like I would have been there. I would have been there. I know for sure I would have been there. But I mean, it is what it is. So I feel like I have to put more effort into what I'm doing. I have to put more force, and more time. And even though I'm tired, okay, I'm tired, okay, I just want to quit, but I can't. I feel like I need to do more. And so, yeah, I feel like I'm on the right path, but I just got to push it a little bit more. But we'll get there. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know, in the comments below, are you where you want to be? Are you behind? Did it take you a short amount of time? You know? Um, did you get there quicker than what you thought? Like what are you where you wanted to be? Speaking of things that I see on social media, right? I have made a video of listen, I said we're gonna talk about all things on this podcast, right? Politics included. I never understand. I mean, I understand, but sometimes I feel like a podcast is meant for you to talk. Like you own it, that's yours. You have the right to talk about anything you want to talk about. Some people they don't like to talk about politics, but whatever. I made a video on TikTok, of course. Make sure you follow me on TikTok, okay? I'll be on it on TikTok. But I made a video about you know Latinas, okay, and Latinos that voted for Trump, okay, not the ones that didn't vote, but the ones that voted for Trump that are crying because ICE is taking away or has taken away their family members. Now, let me say this, okay? I don't want to be insensitive of the situation. I'm not making fun. I'm not laughing. It is very disheartening to see what they're doing. The videos I've seen have pissed me off of what they are doing. But in my video, I said, this could have been avoided. This could have been avoided. And again, I'm speaking to the people who voted for Trump, but specifically, I make the video about Hispanics who voted for him. Who voted for him. This could have been avoided. This could have been like, what, for the life of me, what campaign were you watching? I must have missed it. What was he saying to you that you felt, okay, let me vote for him? He literally told all of us what he was going to do, right? Of course, he tried to act like he didn't know what was Project 25. But seeing his character, y'all should have known he was BSing, right? These things could have been avoided. They could have been avoided. Now, there's a difference. There's a difference when you are voting or you are supporting something based off what somebody has said and then turn around and they bamboozled you and they blindsided you and they do something completely different. Then I can understand that, right? I can understand if Trump came on here and he was talking about all the greatness he was going to do. Well, we know the election was rigged, but gets into the office and starts wreaking havoc and just start doing all kind of stuff that he mentioned nothing about. Then I can understand. But the man told us, he told us, he is one of the most arrogant a-holes. He told us, the most arrogant, selfish, demonic a-holes in America. He told us what he was going to do, and you still voted for him. Why? Why? I'm not against all Republicans. I'm not saying you can't be a Republican. What I'm saying is, if somebody is showing you that they are careless, that they don't care about no other race or ethnicity or financial group, okay, he cares nothing but about white rich people. That's it. That's it. He don't. I. You can. I don't care if you're black and rich. You're black. That's all he sees. I don't care if you're Hispanic and got money. You're Hispanic. That's all he sees. That's my personal opinion. That's what I believe. He doesn't care about anyone else but rich white. So what part of the campaign was you watching that you felt like, oh yeah, he's for me? I must have missed that memo. I must have missed that. I may have been in the bathroom when he said that because I didn't see nothing that made me want to vote for him. And so it's like you guys are crying and you're upset and I get it. I get it. Right? I get it. I could never fathom being separated by my loved ones and my kids and the things that like it's disgusting. But what's even more disgusting is America had the opportunity to change this. And people were saying, well, we didn't know he was going to do this. Like we thought he was going to someone's character. Like let's forget what he said. Right? Let's forget what he said. Were we not watching his character? Were we not watching? First of all, he's a convicted felon. He's a convicted felon. Were we not watching his character? Do we have blindfolds on during the campaign? Were we not listening? The man literally said, grab them by the private. And you know what I mean when I say private. You were especially women. You voted for a man that is in agreement with for another man to grab you by your private like he owns you. What part of the conversation did I miss? Look at how he addressed people, how he addressed Kamala. He was very dismissive, very disrespectful, even to Biden. Look how he talks to people. Forget what he had to say about how he's going to run the country. Look at his character. You thought that was okay to run America? But then want us to fight for you and be on the front lines, want black and people of color to fight with you? You started this. I'm not fighting nothing. Of course, everybody talking about we should all be in this fight. We should all stand up. If you run up to somebody and you spit in their face and they knock the hell out of you, I'm not sticking up for you. You shouldn't have spit in their face. You deserve that ass whooping. Point blank and the period. I'm not sticking up for anyone who started shit. The way I see it, y'all started it. Now finish it. I'm at home watching TV. Leave me alone. I'm not coming to fight. Again, this is for people who voted for him, specifically for the Hispanics, because ICE has been getting Hispanics. Okay? This is for those who voted for him. No, I'm not coming outside. I'm staying in my home where it's safe and minding my business. You started this. Now look what he's doing. In 2025, because he's making emotional. This is what's crazy to me. They always talk about men are logical thinkers. Men are logical. They don't work off emotions. Well, your president is definitely emotional. Seems like the last 100 plus days he's been on his period, more than 100 days. Probably about 300. No, first 100 is what, 60 days? I don't know. 3 months. So we had 6 months. Was that 400? I don't know. You count. Do the math. It sounds like he's been on his period the whole time because he's definitely working off emotions and making decisions like it's just for himself. Sir, you have a whole world. You've got the whole world in your hands. Like you have the whole world to think about, and you're making decisions based off your emotions. Like these decisions, well, I guess they won't affect you because you don't care. You'll find your way out and just leave us to scramble. Like I can't feel sorry when you did this to us. You didn't think about nobody else but you. And when I'm talking about Hispanics, you felt like whatever decisions that he was going to make, you felt like it wasn't going to affect you, or you felt like because you were a legal citizen or a legal immigrant, can you be a legal immigrant? You know what I mean? Because you felt like you were here legally. You got your documents, you've been here for 20, 30 years, you good. You felt like that wasn't about you. You felt like his laws and his rules and what he was going to try to do wasn't going to have anything to do with you. Again, it's still your culture. I don't care if he made a policy about light-skinned African Americans or if he made a policy or a law regarding black men. At the end of the day, despite how I may feel about black men and how they work my damn nerves, right? That's still a black man. That's still someone that shares the same culture as me, that shares the same ethnicity as me. And so even though it's kind of like, and for the black community, I know you're gonna know what I mean, but it's kind of like when, listen, you can't talk with my mama. I can, but you can't, right? So it's like I can do something, but at the end of the day, you can't. You're not no kin, you're not no relation, you can't. So even if that black man or black men work my nerve and irritate the shit out of me, if it's something that's going to affect those black men, I'm still sticking up for them. Because again, that is a black man, I'm a black woman. Nobody can understand the experience but me and that man. So because you felt like certain things may not affect you because you felt you were legal, you've been here for 30 years, you're untouched, that's still your people who you should have stuck up for. How do you vote for someone when you have family that's here illegally or illegal immigrants? You didn't give no shits about them. You gave no cares about them. Like what? If y'all hear some noise in the background, it's my neighbors. Sorry. But like seriously, I don't know. It could be a plethora of reasons, but at the end of the day, this could have been avoided. If people would have done the right thing, this could have been avoided. But instead, I don't know what y'all was listening to. I don't know what channel y'all was watching. This must be a channel that was new. It never came across my TV because what were you listening to? And now we have to deal with all of the mess that has gone on from him being in office. And I will also say this. People say, well, if it was rigged, then how do we know that many people voted? I still think that if the election went the way that it was supposed to go, which I think Kamala absolutely would have won, I still think there would have been a high percentage though, right? There still would have been a high percentage of Hispanics that voted for him. There would have been a high percentage of white America that voted for him. So I think people's intentions of who they were going to vote for would have still been there. Even if she won, we still would have seen that unfortunately this man was still getting votes and he shouldn't have. But again, this is what I wanted. All I got to say is he told you. He told you. On a lighter note, okay, shifting gears, what do you guys think about dating outside your race? I've been thinking about this, y'all. Okay, so listen, I'm not dating, right? I'm not dating. I have not really dated since my daughter's father, and that was 6 years ago. Really 7, because we didn't talk while I was pregnant, so really 7. But I I've been thinking about it. Like I don't know if I'm ever going to get back into the dating scene. I'm really trying to desensitize men. Maybe we should talk about that too. Yes, decentering men. Anyway, but I am on that path right now of just decentering not just men, but just a lot of things and really solely focusing on myself, right? But if I do decide to get back into the dating world, if I do decide to put myself out there, right? I I kind of been thinking about dating outside my race. I've never dated anyone outside my race. I haven't. I've never dated a Hispanic person. I've never dated a white person. I've never dated anyone else but a black man. Right? I am all for the culture. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm all for the culture. I would love to be married to or have a long term partner with a black man. Absolutely. And I don't want to get into this little debate because this is always a topic, right? This we always, not me and you, but the world always discuss these things about black men and the lack of things that they do when it comes down to dating and love and relationships and parenting, right? But I'm gonna just say this: I just feel like there are a lot, not all. Okay, you got to give a disclaimer, not all, but I do feel like a lot of black men lack the ability to be in relationships. They lack the ability to be emotional, to be vulnerable, to be open to expression. Um, and because of that, there's not a lot of successful relationships. I'm not saying that outside races um, don't experience those things either. I'm not saying that non-black men are not emotional and those things. Yes, there are, but I just feel like, and I kind of understand the black women who end up being with white men or men of different ethnicities because they feel like they've tried and they have been let down by so many black men that it's like, I don't want this anymore. And it seems, and it's this is a very deep conversation. And I'm not trying to go that deep because there's reasons why black men are the way they are. There's reasons why white men are able to give black women the experiences that a black man has never been able to give her. I get that wholeheartedly. I keep that in mind. But unfortunately, what am I to do? Am I going to continue to wait until I'm 80 to meet the right man? Or while I'm still young, find love? Like, what do you do? I just really been thinking about that. Like I've really been thinking about, like, for instance, okay, and I don't even know if my sister's gonna watch this or listen to this. My older sister, she is married to a Sri Lankan man. And I see the life that she has with him, with their 2 girls, my nieces, and it's just like this is from the outside. Obviously, I don't know the in depths of my sister's marriage and stuff like that, but from what I see, right? He's able to give them a great life. He's able to support my sister. He's able to be there for his girls. They travel a lot. They experience a lot of different things. Like he's able to give my sister and their kids a great life, right? And not saying that a black man can't, right? But he has a wonderful job, right? Has always been his job for years. Has been able to take care of my sister and give her a great life, be a great husband, be a great father. And it's like, I wonder, if that will be the same if she married a black man. We don't know. So I wonder, it's like, am I able to? I'm not. Well, I don't want to say am I able to, but I feel like it's going to be harder to wait to find a black man that can do that, right? Versus finding someone that's outside of my race that can give it to me. I don't want to say give it to me quicker, but I just really feel like you're gonna be waiting a long time before you find a black man that is healed. Okay, because I'm not dealing with no. Taraji P Henson said it great. I'm not dealing with no unhealed man. I'm not dealing with nobody's unhealed son. And there's a lot of black men that I think this is actually black men mental, not black men. This is men's men, men's mental month or something. Men's mental health month or something like that, right? And in June. So I just feel like I don't have the time to deal with someone's unhealed son. I'm still healing myself, right? And I feel like it's going to take more time to actually find someone who is healed or on the verge of being healed, someone who is open, someone who has an open mind, someone who is not closed off and disrespectful or rude to things that they don't understand. Because let's be honest, okay, and this is coming from personal experience. I've dated men and been around men that just they say some reckless stuff about different cultures or call different cultures or different ethnicities these horrible names or shame other people's preference of living. And it's just like, grow up, right? Grow up. Why are we doing this? And it's like they're so closed off. They're so closed off to what's new, what they don't know, what's different. And it's like I don't want to go through that. I don't want to have to wait to find someone who's not any of that. And I feel like if I continue to wait for a black relationship, I feel like I'm going to be waiting for a long time. Now, this is not to say that the black woman is perfect. This is not to say that the black woman doesn't cause any issues. I always speak from my standpoint and who I am, right? I'm not talking about the girl who has a nasty bad attitude. I'm not talking about the girl who belittles men and don't allow a man to be within himself and express. I'm not talking about those girls. Of course she's going to have it hard because girl, you got some work to do. I'm not that girl. I don't think I am. And I'm definitely not perfect, right? And I always say that I'm not perfect. I don't think I know everything. I'm not trying to be an alpha woman. But when you are an alpha woman by default, what can you do? I always say until I meet someone who is able to come into my life and show me what a man is, I'm going to be myself and I'm going to be who I know to be, which is an alpha woman, and take care of business. If you come into my life and you show me what it is and you show me what it is to be a man and you are supportive and you are productive and you are have a great education and you can hold a conversation and you know what it is to be present and be available and all those good things, I'll let you be the man. That's not a problem. I don't even want all these issues. Here, take them. Like, I don't want all of these issues. I don't want all of these responsibilities. But I feel like it's going to take a long time because a lot of black men are so not healed. A lot of black men are so sheltered. And then when a black woman tries to open them up to new things, they don't want to. No, I'm not doing that. Oh, that's gay. Like, that's real sassy. Like, we still got those men that think like that, which is sad, and it's really crazy if you want to be honest. But it's like, okay, if you're not willing to be open, if you're not willing to do things differently, I can't. I'm not trying to teach anything to you. I'm not your teacher. I'm not your therapist. I'm not any of that. I am not saying that I want a man that's perfect. I'm not saying that. But sir, I'm knocking on 40. There's some things in our lives that we should have already been doing. There's some things in our lives that we should have already been taking care of. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know. Those gingers, them gingers are looking mighty cute. You know what I'm saying? This whole gingers are black. Okay. Who made up that? I don't know where it came from. I don't see gingers as black, but I see with a little flavor, you know what I'm saying? But this whole gingers are black. Child, please. Anyway, but I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, And I don't know if I would go for a white man. I don't know if I would go for a Hispanic man. I don't know if I don't know, but I do know though. You gotta have a little flavor. You have to have a little flavor. Like you can't just be like, I definitely would not want to date a man that has never dated a black woman, one, right? Because I'm not trying to be your lesson. I'm not trying to be your lesson, sir. I'm not trying to be your experiment. I am not trying to be your teacher in teaching you of black culture and black women. I prefer not. I'm at a point. Listen, again, I'm at a point in my life. I'm not doing that. You need to have had dated a couple of black girls under your belt. Okay. Know about the black culture. I don't want you to think you are the black. It's kind of like, okay, perfect example. It's kind of like Gary Owens. He cracks me up. He cracks me up, y'all. It's definitely giving Gary Owens. Okay. Gary Owens, he's not trying to be black. He's not trying to fit into the culture. He knows what he likes, what he's attracted to, what he loves, and he dates black women. He knows what it is. He's not trying to be us, but he's very loving and caring for black women. That's the kind of man I think, if I date a white man, that's the kind of man. Because like on the outside, he looks like a well, he's a white man, right? You know what I'm saying? But he got a little flavor to him. He got a little culture to him. You know what I'm saying? That's yeah. Listen, I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. I promise you I'm not. I'm just saying, I don't know. Like, black men, we gotta get it. Well, not no we. Y'all gotta get it together, okay? Because we want y'all. We do. But a lot of y'all, it's just and I understand trauma. I understand all of that. But the problem is a lot of y'all don't want to get the help. You don't want to admit there's a problem. And then you don't want to get the help. You still believe in this whole theory that black people don't go to therapy. That's that you don't talk to other people about your problem. Like, listen, that's why you're going to continue to be in the spot that you're in because you don't want to get the help. It is so many black women that are getting all kind of therapy. We're the ones bringing y'all into the therapy. Like you gotta heal from that. Whatever issues you have to heal from that. Because what did I say? Oh, I can't even remember. I gotta go back and watch it. But it was something I said about healed men and healed women. If more men, black men were healed, it would be more marriages. Oh, I think that's part of what I said. If more black men were healed, there will be more marriages. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my podcast and my YouTube channel, Mone's Curvy Closet. Please make sure you guys follow down below. Check out my website and all of my social media. Make sure you guys download this podcast, like, give me a comment, all that good stuff. Push it out there. Tell the people I'm here. Support your girl because I'm trying to quit my job. Yeah, I mean, I'm just being realistic. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you, and I would love to hear your comments down below and see what you got to talk about and what you agree with or may not disagree with. And keep it cute in the comments because I do clap back, okay? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will check you guys on another video. Bye!
I've been heavy on my grind, putting value on my time.